looking tonight in Louisville. Opening night at Louisville's Slugger Field, a sellout crowd on hand for this beautiful, cool April evening. 13,000 plus filling the stands here tonight from the berms to the seats right behind the pitcher. Good evening, everyone.
The man coming into the batter's box.
Deion Sanders will lead it off, the left fielder. He's been out of baseball since '97. He actually had a pretty good year for the Reds that year, and he's played in parts of 8 different seasons in the big leagues, and he's decided to try to come back to baseball this year. Is he at the end of his football career? Well, only he knows for sure, and he's not talking about that.
I had heard that he's trying to work a deal with the Washington Redskins. He's trying to get over there.
He wants to be with Jeff George, I guess.
Yeah, why not? They got 3 first-round picks, too.
Let's talk about this medical rehab, because Deion had some arthroscopic knee surgery in January on his left knee, I believe it is.
Left knee, right.
Been trying to work that back into shape. Then he gets down in Florida and sprains his right ankle, so both sides were hurting, and that's why he isn't in the Reds lineup today.
They had thought initially that he could be ready, but it just hasn't worked out, medically speaking, for Deion. So he's down here to try to get himself ready. And will he be here a week? Will he be here 2 weeks? It's hard to say. And certainly, if he does well and says he feels well, Jim Bowden will make a spot for him in Cincinnati.
He wasn't hitting the ball well tonight in the cage before the game, it didn't seem, but he doesn't have to hit it well to get on base either.
That's exactly what happened here. He walked on 4 pitches. The left-hander, Bobby Jones, walked him on 4 straight. So we'll keep our eye now on Sanders, who's a very good base runner. Sanders played with Cincinnati in '97. He stole 56 bases. He's taking a very cautious lead over at first base.
Tonight's aerial pictures from Air 3 brought to you by Creative Gardens, serving Kentucky and its finest restaurants with quality produce and gourmet foods. And we apologize for a little signal trouble, but we're back, and here's the play you missed.
That was a nice play by the third baseman, Joe McEwing, off the bat of Barty to throw him out at first. Sanders did move to second. The batter now is Chris Sexton. He's playing second base tonight for the Bats. He's hitting .478, leads the league in hits in the first week of the campaign with 11, with 1 home run and 6 runs batted in. Long look by Jones at Sanders, and now a throw, and just back in time is Sanders. That's Kevin Baez who took the throw, the second baseman. He's daring them, isn't he?
Well, you know, when you've been gone for 3 years, there's a lot of parts of the game, not just hitting, but things like base stealing and the timing that goes into judging where the pitcher is coming in, getting out of the corner of your eye and seeing that second baseman come in.
Sanders with a decent lead. Way high and outside to Sexton. 2 balls and no strikes. Oh, and a swing and a miss by Sexton. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
A little unusual that a second baseman, but generally not a great stick, be in the 3rd spot in the lineup. What kind of a hitter is he?
Sexton not a bad hitter, and the number 3 spot in the order, believe it or not, is a question mark for Dave Miley's team. He was really agonizing over it before the first game as to who to put in this spot. He had Brady Clark in the number 3 spot throughout the first 6 games of the season, but he's moved Clark down, I noticed, to 7th in this game. Sexton up to the number 3 spot, and it may be because he wants a better contact hitter with the potential of Sanders being on base and getting the ball in play and moving Sanders around.
Yeah, he hit .339 last year, but no dingers.
Here we go. The base hit up the middle, and that's the first base hit by a Riverbat at Slugger Field. Here comes the throw to the plate. It's cut off, and there's your first run ever at Louisville Slugger Field, scored by who else? The first batter also, Neon Deion Sanders.
And Sexton making Coach, or I should say manager Dave Miley, looking pretty good here. A smart lineup, because that's all he did, is he stuck a bat out on it, placed it out into the hole in center field, and that allowed Sanders to easily come home. They didn't make a play on him.
At 3-2, that fastball was waist high, perfect for Sexton to hit as he did, and take a look at Sanders. That's not even half speed, I don't think, is it?
No, and he rounded third a little wide, but it doesn't matter when you got wheels like that.